Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session of the live computer review using technical analysis. So for today's webinar, the flow will be same as per usual. First up, I'll go through the economic calendar. And afterwards, I'll talk about some of the indices and commodities. Then I'll move on to some of the more popular sectors like the Magnificent 7, US banks, US semicons, as well as the EVs. Then last but not least, I'd also address the Q&A you all have in the Q&A, the questions you all have in the Q&A tab. Yeah, so without further ado, I'll begin. So first up for tonight, nothing much going on, just some bill auctions. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. there's the OPEC monthly report, and important one tomorrow will be the CPI data. So that's coming out at 8:30 p.m. Okay, then afterwards, some Fed speaks will be throughout the week as well. Okay. Then Wednesday, there's API crude oil stock at 4:30 a.m. Then afterwards, Wednesday night, there's a PPI data that's out at 8:30 p.m. Afterwards, it's followed by industrial production at 9:15 p.m. Okay, then crude oil inventories at 10:30 p.m. Okay, then afterwards, going to Thursday, the usual jobless claims at 8:30 p.m. And afterwards, there's also retail sales at 8:30 p.m. as well. Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index also at 8:30. So that's pretty much it for Thursday. Then going to Friday, some continuing Fed speaks along the way. Building permits, housing starts 8:30 p.m. And then Michigan inflation and consumer expectations 10 p.m. Yeah, so the most important event of the week probably will be CPI. That's out tomorrow night. I think that's something the market will be looking at. Next one, I'll move on to some of the indices and commodities. First up, I'll talk about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I think, yeah, very strong right now. Successfully broke out of this bull flat pattern over here after breaking above 110K level. So I think for now, yeah, definitely very strong momentum. I think for now we might see some resistance around maybe 125K to 130K. That's my guess. For now, I think the short-term support wise would be probably along the 5 MA level as well as the most recent horizontal breakout level. That's around 118K, 119K this area. So I think this will be the current support if there's a bit of a pullback. Yeah, so I think we'll probably be just trend following for now. I think some reference we can take from the past was when there was how it did when there was a breakout to a new high. So previously in November, for example, over here when Bitcoin broke to new highs, it just trended along the 5 MA. So probably we see some strong momentum for maybe about 2 days. Then afterwards it does a bit of sideways consolidation and continue to trend outwards. So then we might be seeing something over here. And previously something over here as well. February last year, also a few strong days, and after some consolidation, but generally trending along the 5 MA. So I think this is what we might be seeing right now with the new highs as well. So that's my take on Bitcoin. Next one, I'll move on to Dow Jones. As of the Dow Jones, I think all the indices last week has just been consolidating sideways. So for Dow Jones, yeah, just waiting for the 5 and 10 MA to come together. Still resistance around 44.8K, then to about 45K area. And I think support for now probably might be from 43.8 to 44.2. So I think we might still see some continued consolidation for now for the Dow Jones. Yeah. Okay, next up, I'll talk about is Nasdaq. So Nasdaq, I think also quite sideways, some resistance for now around 20.6. I think above that might be around 21K level. Okay, then support for now, it looks like there's some support coming in from the start of last week when it filled this gap over here to around close to 20.3, 20.4K. I think that's first level support. Next level support will be somewhere lower, will be maybe 20.1, 20.2K. So we might see some similarly some consolidation sideways for now, unless there's a breakout above the highs of the past 3 days. So some resistance at 20.6K. If you can break above that, I think we might see 21K next for Nasdaq. Yeah. And next one is S&P, also similar, some resistance now around close to 6,280 and above. I think above that next resistance may be around 6,300 to 6,350. Yeah, then in terms of current support, I think there's some support around close to 6,220. Next level lower will be closer to 6,180. So also likely to just see some sideways consolidation for now, I feel, for S&P. Yeah, then next one is for gold. So gold, I think yeah, just still consolidating sideways. I think the key level to watch will be at this current level 3365. So this previous level was the over here it was a previous resistance, then turned support. Then after it broke down, acted as a resistance again. And currently I think we're testing this level again, see whether it continues holds as resistance or manage to break out of it. If you can break out of it, I think the next we might see go inch a bit higher to the higher end of range, somewhere towards 3,415. That's the upper Bollinger Band level. Yeah, that's somewhere closer to the next swing high over here as well. But if it does hold as resistance, I think we might just see continue sideways, maybe perhaps with a higher low over here. 3,300 might be the support. Yeah, so still very range bound for gold in general. Then next one is also oil just inching up slowly, I think now. So in terms of moving averages, I think it's starting to just trend along the 10 MA level, this red line over here. Yeah, so that might be the support. So for now, if it does retest it, maybe 67.5 maybe support. Then just broke above this 68.5 level. So I think in terms of the resistance, next one may be somewhere close to around 70.5 to 73. This might be the next resistance area. So yeah, we might see oil go up slightly as it just inch up slowly after this sell down over here. So just some rebound taking place. Then next one is VIX. So for the VIX, still very muted. I think some resistance might still come from a lower high along this downwards resistance line in blue. So resistance might be somewhere from about 18.5 to 20, this area. Then support wise, I think these few weeks they've been holding around 16 as support. Below that, maybe somewhere close to 14.9, which was a previous swing low level. So VIX still quite low for now. Maybe just moving sideways. Okay, then next one is copper. So for copper, I think after the tariffs, so there was a big spike and just moving sideways for now. So we might just see some sideways consolidation first after a big with resistance above 5.7 to 5.9. Then support maybe 5.33 to 5.5, this area. So that's roughly it for the indices and commodities. Move on to the different sectors. First, I'll talk about the Magnificent 7. So this I'll first talk about this Roundhill Mag 7 ETF, MEGS. So how it did last week, relatively sideways, but I think still looking quite positive. We've seen a bit of a sideways consolidation around 55 to 56. But towards the end of the week, I think there's a break above that. So that's still continuing on a very steady uptrend over here. So I think as long as this 55.90 can hold as a support, maybe around the 10 MA level, this break line as well. So because price has been trending along it recently, I think if this level can hold as support, we might still see some upside in general for the Magnificent 7 sector. Yeah, then for this ETF, the next resistance level, I think would be maybe somewhere close to 57. Yeah, 57, then the previous high previously was 58.2. So that's still trending quite well for the Magnificent 7 ETF. Yeah. Okay, then I'll move on to the individual counters. First one, Meta. Meta, nothing much right now, so just moving sideways. Yeah, so after 740 held as resistance, we can see the good thing is that price is still maintaining above this 708 range breakout level. So we're just moving, consolidating sideways. So we might still see some range, this kind of range bound kind of action. But as long as it maintains above 700, I think that's still okay. Trend is still very strong over here. Yeah. Next one, Amazon. Okay, Amazon, I think yeah, yeah, Amazon, I think still looking quite positive. So a breakout of 218 is still holding as support, just moving in another range with some resistance currently around 224. And higher still holding support along the 10 MA. Okay, and Friday, I think there's a break breakout of these 224 levels. So hopefully you can hold above that. I think still quite positive in terms of the uptrend to probably test the next resistance somewhere close to 229. Yeah, so 229 was this level where previously was a you can see was a key level where there was resistance, then held as support. And afterwards, a breakdown uh, downward. So I think this is a key next level of resistance. Next one, I think above that maybe somewhere close to 235 and 242. So that's it for Amazon. I think still holding well as long as 218 still holds as a support. Just just moving in a range bound and a range and forming a higher range afterwards. Then next one I'll talk about is Apple. Yeah, Apple I think is still okay, just moving. Looks like it's starting to move sideways with resistance still holding at 213, 214, which is expected from this strong horizontal resistance. Yeah, the price is just moving sideways over here. So I think some support for now probably will be this previous high level 206 to 209, this area. Yeah, then resistance 213, 215. So I think we might see some perhaps you could do something like a bull flag over here, just moving sideways first after a breakout over here. Then afterwards, if it does break above 215, then it could go above, it could hit higher to the next resistance, which is probably around 225. Yeah, so I think Apple near term we might see just continue sideways first. But as long as it holds above 206, I think it's still positive. Okay, then next one, next one, Netflix seeing a bit of weakness. So this is one of the more odd ones out compared to the rest. So Netflix, after very strong, I think we are seeing some short-term weakness over here where price broke below this 1,260 level. This level is I think quite important because there was a breakout of this was a previous swing high resistance and price broke out a bit, held as support for a while. We did some sideways, but on Thursday there was a breakdown below it, and this could be upward support line in the short term as well. So I think near term wise, we might see some continued pullback. The next key support, I think, for this probably close to 1,210 over here. Yeah, then you might test this level and afterwards might do a bit of a rebound. So I think for Netflix, yeah, maybe some short-term weakness over here first. But I think earnings is also coming out this week. So let's see how does the stock perform after that. Yeah. Okay, then next one I'll move on to Alphabet. So I think Alphabet it's I think it's has potential to go up further. So I think it has been trending in this uptrend channel over here, and previously this 165 level where it broke out off over here has held as support 2 times, and price generally just moving sideways with resistance still holding at 181, but a few retests has taken place and price over here form a higher low. So 107, like 173, 174 over here, just moving sideways. So I will be looking whether Alphabet can break out of this 181 level of resistance. Then I will expect some further upside towards, for now, the next immediate level, maybe 185, then followed by 192 about there. Yeah, so that's for Alphabet. I think moving a bit sideways, but as long as it maintains within this uptrend channel itself, and holding this maybe 173 level, I think still quite positive. Yeah, for possible continuation of this uptrend over here. Okay, then next one I'll talk about is Microsoft. So Microsoft is still very strong. So yeah, just I think generally it's just trading within this ascending broadening wedge. And in terms of the recent price action, last week it managed to break out of this 498 level, resistance level that has held as support, which is just nice along the channel over here as well. So I think as long as this holds, I think we could still see some further upside to continue the uptrend over here for Microsoft. It's also holding very well along this red line, the 10 MA level, since quite a long time ago. Yeah. So still looking very steady over here. Yeah, in general for the Max 7, in terms of the big tech stocks, I think generally still trending very well for now. Yeah. Yeah, next one, I'll move on to some of the banks, which I think a lot of them are reporting earnings this week. So for the XLF, I'll start off first with this SPDR financial sector fund XLF. I think last week generally in general there was a bit of a pullback for the financials last week. So just after a breakout of this 51.90 level, price just doing a bit of a retreat. I think we still likely to see this breakout level at 51.50 around there, 51.50 to 52 hold as support. So maybe just a bit of a slight pullback. Yeah, then maybe some sideways first. Then I think let's see how the bank's earnings does, then how it will affect this ETF itself. Yeah, next one I'll move on to the big four banks. So first one on JP Morgan. So JP Morgan, I think last week, yeah, just some pullback over here and afterwards sideways lah. Still holding above 227. So I think this is probably still could be a bit sideways for now with current resistance above 290. Yeah, then support is around 280. So maybe some sideways consolidation before the earnings comes out. Probably tomorrow. So that's for JP Morgan. Let's see how it does after the results. Okay, next one is Bank of America. So Bank of America looking a bit weaker. So previously there was a breakout of this 47.20 resistance, previous like double top resistance level. But following a gap down, we've seen just some weakness come in. So I think for now, it might be holding this support, this swing low support around 46.50 around here. Then resistance probably somewhere above this 47.30 level. So I think in general, maybe just still some pullback, some sideways before the earnings as well. So I think we've got nothing much to comment lah. So let's see how it does after the results. Yeah, then for Wells Fargo is still maintaining quite well above the breakout level of about $80, $81. Just moving sideways. Yeah, for now, just between 81 to 84. Also, earnings coming out this week. So let's see how it does afterwards. Next one, Citigroup. Also just moving sideways, but still holding above 84 level. And yeah, just moving side 86 to 88. So also earnings coming out this week. So I think got nothing much to comment in general for the banks. Next week we'll review again, see how the charts change after their results. Okay, then next I'll move on to the next sector. So Semicons, Philadelphia. I'll start first with the index, this Philadelphia Semicon Index stocks. So I think still very steady. Still holding along this hour support line. And in terms of last week's pressure, Monday there was a dip. There was a bit of a slight dip to the 10 MA, but still holding as support and just recovered for the rest of the week. So generally still very strong. And I would think let's see where's the next resistance for the index might be around 5,790 above at 5790 to maybe 5930. Close to the previous this was the highest form in July last year. So I think this will be the next resistance in terms of the Semicon index. Yeah, so overall still trending quite well for now. I think index is still okay unless there's a breakdown of the 10 MA level. And also there is our support line. There will be maybe like a breach below like 5,600 for maybe consecutive days, then that might be like a warning. But for now, it's still trending quite well. Okay, next one I'll move on to the individuals semicon stocks. First one is NVDIA. So for NVIDIA, yeah, new highs and still trending very well. Uh, After 153 previous recent hold as support. Then in terms of the price action, there was some consolidation around 158 to 160, and Wednesday just kept up and trended higher. So I think for now, some resistance looks like it's holding perhaps along this blue color channel over here. So looks like there's some resistance maybe at 166 to 168 for now. Yeah. So if that holds, we might just see some sideways consolidation. But I think support will still come around 5 MA level, which is like 162 right now. Yeah, so maybe some sideways a bit first, then it could continue to trend higher. As long as I think for now, as long as it doesn't break below the 10 MA level, should be still a very strong trend right now for Nvidia. Okay, next one, AMD. So AMD, there was a bit of a dip, but I think the price action is quite good still. So some pullback from 147, then just there was a like price just maintained below this 140 level with however on Thursday there was a gap up. So it looks like a bit of an island reversal over here. So we have a gap down taking place at the start of the week, and then gap down taking place end of June, and afterwards there's a gap up on Thursday. So you can see the strength of the buyers starting to come back and retesting the 147, 148 level. So I think this week, I think still quite positive. I think we are likely to see the trend continue upwards to try and hit the next resistance. So that might be somewhere around, let's see, previously 150 over here, 150, 151 was there was a bit of swing high resistance and swing low support over here. That might be the next level. Afterwards, I think the next key level will be somewhere around 158. Maybe around 158. Yeah, perhaps around there. Yeah, so I think these are levels I'll watch for AMD. I think I will still see the trend continue upwards. Okay, next one I'll move on to TSM. So TSM, I think, yeah, still holding within this uptrend channel itself. Last week was a bit sideways, generally a bit sideways, and but the good thing is still holding this breakout level over here, 227 as some support. So we're just consolidating in a very tight range, 227 to about 233. So we might still see a bit of a consolidation over here. I think support should be around 227 over here, which is this breakout level, as well as quite close to the channel support as well. Then if there's a break above 233, we might see the uptrend continue. Yeah, just looks like just taking a breather right now first, just moving sideways. I think there's also earnings coming out this week as well, so we will see how it goes afterwards. Okay, then next one, ASML. ASML, I think still a bit range bound. Okay, over here, but generally still okay lah. So previous resistance 773 still holding a support of the range, and there's some resistance around 810 about there. So just consolidating sideways. If there's a break above at 820, I would expect the price to go higher. Towards the next key resistance might be somewhere around 850 over here. Previously, there was some swing highs. There's also earnings coming out this week as well. So let's see how it goes afterwards. Okay, next one for Marvel. I think Marvel, there's a bit of weakness coming in. So for Marvel, I think price kind of just pullback over here. There was a bit of a pullback over here to like 74, but last Monday price is still be then it went under afterwards and moving sideways. So over here, I think if price goes below this the lows of last week, which it has maintained throughout the last week. So that's around 71.20, 71.30. Then I think we might see it go a bit lower towards the next support area, which is around this 67 to 60, around 69.50 this area. So a bit of a weakness coming in. So we need to see whether there's confirmation of it breaking last week's lows. Then we might see some further weakness. Yeah, then as for now, I think some resistance will be somewhere around 75, 75.20 onwards. So Marvel a bit of looking a bit weaker compared to the rest. Yeah. And for Micron looks like just moving sideways. So after this strong run, it has just flattened out over here with the strong support is around 117, 120 this area. Then just moving sideways for now with resistance, some resistance on 125 onwards. So this could be like a bit of a, it could be doing a bit of a flag over here, just some consolidation over here. Yeah, after a strong run. Yeah, so I would expect just some consolidation in the meantime. Okay, I'll talk about two more, which are Broadcom and Intel. So Broadcom, I think, is still very strong. Just since the breakout of this 265 previous high, the big test, then it held as support and price just continue to remain above it. Then a bit sideways, going a bit sideways, last week, but still holding the 10 MA level. So I think generally, if it can try to break out 277, 278, then there's a chance that we might see the uptrend continue this week. Yeah, for Broadcom. And last but not least, for Intel. Okay, Intel I think is looking better. Finally, it managed to hold above this 2240, 2250 level. Previously, this was a bit of resistance, but price was forming high lows along the way. And last Tuesday there was this nice candle breakout of it. So tested this swing high around 2390. So we could be seeing like a bit of a sideways over here. Maybe I think support will come in around the 10 MA, which is like close to 2280 about there. So we might see some consolidation over here again. But as long as it remains above 2240, I think it's still quite looking more positive for Intel. Yeah, then hopefully you can break out 24 again. If it can break out 24, we could see it try to test some of the higher resistance levels, like somewhere close to 2640 over here. So with Intel starting to look a bit better already from last Tuesday. So that's generally for the semicons. Okay, I'll move on to the last sector before I start the Q&A you all have. So this one, first one is on Tesla. Yeah, so for Tesla, I think just looks like a bit range bound for now. Price is still holding this 293 level over here. There's over here there might be some resistance, 317. 317 still. So we might see a bit of a range bound taking place for now first. Yeah, I feel. Then above that, if it can clear this 370, 318 level, the next key resistance will be somewhere close to 333. Yeah, previously this you can see it was a key horizontal level previously. So that's it for Tesla. We might maybe just some range bound kind of price action first. Yeah. Okay, next one is on Xpeng. So for Xpeng, nothing much. It's just still some weakness we see since this part over here. Still lower highs being formed and lower swing lows being formed. So it's just generally heading a bit more downwards. So nothing much going on. We might see try to retest like somewhere close to this swing low again, around 1650. Yeah. Okay, then for new, I think it's looking a bit better. So after moving sideways, last Thursday, suddenly some strength came in above 3.6, then tested this resistance at 3.9 as well. So I think there's some momentum coming with increasing volume. So uh, let's see where you can go. The next some resistance area will be probably around 4.1 to 4.2, this area over here. So we might see test over here next. Then yeah, see whether it can sustain the momentum one. So just some short, probably some shorter rebound in place now for new. Yeah, then last counter I'll talk about is Rivian. Yep, so for Rivian, generally still seeing some weakness now. Because this since the breakdown of this 1340 support level still holding as resistance and still finding resistance along the moving averages. Yeah, so we might see price continue some weakness to test maybe like 1210 to 1260, this support area again. So that's it for the sectors. I'll move on to the counters that you all have raised in the Q&A. Yeah, so first up, high BY. Counters MP Materials, Pfizer, and C3AI. Yeah, so MP Materials, I think there was a news, then I think the stock gapped up quite a bit. Okay, let me just draw some of the higher levels. Okay, so previously it was on slowly trending up. Then I think Thursday, yeah, price just gapped up. But looks like for now there's a very strong gap out lah, above 50%. Then I think there's some resistance close to $50 previously in the past, based on the previous levels over here lah. So this might still hold as resistance over 50. Next key resistance around 60. Okay, but in the near term wise, my guess is that could do a bit of a sideways consolidation first lah. So I think if you're looking for entry, it might be better to wait if the movement will just start to catch up first. If you can retest the 5 MA, that might be a bit better lah. So I think for now, support, if I were to guess, based on previous levels, I think now 40 is a quite a strong support, 40 to 43 lah. So yeah, 40 to 43 might be a strong support right now. Yeah, so we'll see whether price does a bit of consolidation first. Yeah, so I think uh just let it perhaps just let it consolidate first, then see where if it can it can retest with the 5 MA level, then that would be a better support. Okay, next one is Pfizer. Okay, for Pfizer, I think it's starting to look better. So I think there was a breakout of this downwards resistance line over here recently, and prior to that, I think price action also not bad. So first thing was that it broke above this 2370 level. Previously, there was a strong support, then held as resistance. Okay, then afterwards breakout, continue to form resistance turn into support higher highs. Then also recently broke out above this $25 previous resistance level lah. So I think generally it's still trending higher for now. I think we could see it try to test this next resistance, next key resistance around 2650. Yeah. So as long as it maintains above this 25 level, I think it's still quite positive. Could just slowly move upwards for Pfizer for the time being. The next one is on C3AI. Okay, for C3AI, I think could be a bit, looks like a bit range bound for Dow. So previously this was the resistance was around $23-24. Then there was a gap up, price pull back over here, did cover the gap over here, held as support, then bounce over here, some resistance around 28. So probably we might see some consolidation over here first. Yeah, I think short-term support might come around 25.40 to maybe 26 over here. Yeah, you might just do some sideways consolidation first. I want to see whether you can continue to form higher lows along the way. Then if you can hold, then I think that will increase the probability of a break above 28. Then we might see 30 again. Yeah, so this looks a bit looks a bit like a consolidation right first. Yeah, some like maybe just consolidating first. Okay, then next question, ETHA BBKMSI. So ETHA is the iShares Ethereum Trust ETF. So for this, I think is tracking Ethereum. So I think crypto in general, I think very well performing right now. So I think for this Ethereum Trust book out of a range consolidation, 18 to 20.8. So I think the next level is probably going to test is previous swing lows. Yeah. So this is around $23.10. This might be the first level of resistance. Next one probably around close to 25.20 around there. Yeah, so I think for now, fresh breakout the range, probably it hit some of the resistance, might consolidate, might do a bit of consolidation, wait for the moving averages to catch up, then it might, if it's supported, it might just continue higher. So just probably some trend following right now. Yeah. Next one, VBK, which is the Vanguard Small Cap Growth ETF. Before this, I think it's steadily trending higher. So price action is still quite good since this 265 swing high. There was a consolidation sideways, held as support, then break above 274, then price is still moving higher. Some looks like some resistance now at around 283, perhaps from this previous breakdown of this range now. So we might see some consolidation over here again between like 275 to 283. Yeah, since I think this more is a bit slower lah. It tends to do some consolidation first before moving out. So we might see some sideways again. Then afterwards it can break above 283. I think it might hit higher to the next resistance somewhere closer to like 290 to 295. So that's for VBK. Okay, next one for Motorola Solutions, MSI. I think this one's still range bound lah. Yeah, so we can see it's still maintaining in the range generally between $400 to 425 over here. So I think yeah, unless you can try to break out this, and if not, I think it's still quite range bound. See whether they can try to form a higher low over here. Yeah. If you can see, because over here, right, when price broke this support level over here, then recover, right? This swing low held as support. I would think if here 412 can hold as support, that would be more positive lah, to try to break upwards. Then probably right now, I would still think it should still trend sideways first. Then in future, you can hold this as a support. Then if you break above 427 again, then we might see it test the 439, 440 around there. Yeah. Okay, then there's a question. What's my take on Ethereum? So yeah, just now I went through the Ethereum ETF, but okay, now look at the Ethereum price itself. Yeah, so for Ethereum price itself, I think over here currently at around 3,100, there might be some resistance now. So this was because last year, November until this year, February, you can see this was a quite strong support level, 3,100. Afterwards, price broke down. So now if you're seeing the price do a retest, there might be some resistance acting on it. So I will expect some sideways consolidation. It might build another just range consolidation first, similar to this stage. Yeah, then if as long as you can hold 2,700, then there's still a chance of it trying to break higher. Yeah, just a bit. Ethereum is just lower than Bitcoin lah. Yeah, then above 3,100, the next key resistance I think is somewhere close to 3,500. So I think 3,100 might have some resistance for the time being, where it might just sideways a bit first. Okay, hi. Next question is on Celsius, TLT, United Health, and McDonald's. Okay, for first one, for Celsius, okay, for Celsius, I think it's just moving sideways. So 44 is 44 to about 47.50 right now. Probably just consolidating sideways right now first, yeah. So I think as long as like this area 44 can hold as support, that should be still quite positive. Yeah, but it looks like a bit range bound first with some resistance at 48 previously. Then above 48, there's resistance at 52 next. Yeah, so I think should be quite uh just slow lah. I think just could be just moving sideways for now first. Next one for TLT. Yeah, TLT I think we're seeing a bit of weakness right now. Yeah, previously price was just slowly moving higher, but since it broke down 87, yeah, it's turning a bit lower lah. So I think we might see price go a bit lower towards maybe this level again. This level of support was around 84.7. Yeah, then next one is around 83.8. So maybe just still generally just moving sideways now. Over here, nothing much. If you look at let's see how the 20-year bond yield is performing. So yeah, bond yield is doing a bit of a bounce. So that's why the TLT is moving downwards slightly. So for 20-year bond yield, I think there's some reasons are around 5% to 5.07. So if it does hit this level over here, we might see some bounce again for the TLT. In general, also range bound. That's why we see TLT just moving sideways. United Health, okay, United Health, I think it's probably just moving sideways for now. Yeah. I think the key range is like 290 to 300, this 322. So for now, it's just moving sideways. Nothing, I think, can't really tell what's going on right now as well. Just moving sideways. So I was looking at the weekly MAs is coming together closely. So right now, I think need to see if you can try to break out of the 10 MA again. The 5 and 10 MA levels are 307, 309 on the weekly. Then we might see some further recovery. So maybe hopefully the next 1-2 weeks we might see some move. Hopefully upwards lah for United Health. Yeah, but if there's a breakdown below 290, then we might see some weakness again close to the lows. For now, it's just sideways consolidation. But I think if you can break above 322 again next, then there could be a good chance of it trying to finally breaking out. The next one is on McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's, I think, looking a bit better. So price, there was a retracement from this support level, then resistance 197. Price managed to hold this 29292 level as a bit of a higher low, then gap up on Thursday to yeah. So with that, maybe we could see price inch higher to test this 304, 305 level as a bit of resistance. Then we might see a pullback again. Yeah. The next question is on Adobe. I think Adobe is still looking quite weak. Yeah. So you can see last week it broke below this 375 uh support level lah, and also higher swing low bounces along the way. So now testing the next support 360, there might be some support over here for a slight bounce, but I think it should be still quite weak given how the price action over here just trending downwards. Yeah, so below 360, next key support may be somewhere closer to 34, around close to 340. So I would still expect some weakness for Adobe lah, after the breakdown on Wednesday. Yeah. Next one, Salesforce. Salesforce, I think it's looks range bound for now. So like around 255 to 275 area. So just moving sideways for now first. Yeah. Yeah. So I think just sideways for now. Yeah. If it needs to hold this level, this range support. Like. If not, it might go down towards like 204, 240, uh, like around 243 to 247 next. Yeah. If it breaks below this current range consolidation. Okay, the next one is on AC and Accenture. Accenture, I think is still quite weak because since the earnings gap down over here, there was a rebound. But and around close to they feel the gap 305, this was also like a previous range consolidation area. So supporting the resistance and price is turning back down again. So most likely we see a retest of this support around 274 again. Yeah. Then zooming out, price just coming down, then also just range right now. So it's a bigger range between 274 to like 320 around there. So I think yeah, we might see price come back down again. Next for Moderna, I think Moderna is looking better, but overall it's still a downtrend. Recently, yeah, since the breakout of this 29, price moving higher. Then also feel a gap over here 31. Afterwards also then price broke out above it again. So we could see price try to hit towards the next key resistance around 36. Yeah, on the weekly, I also saw that previously was keep on under the 5, 10, and 20 MAs, but recently is climbing above it. So hopefully this might be a bit of a short-term reversal. If it can hold this, if it back can hold 29, $30. Yeah, if there's some back test going on. Yeah, so that's my take on Moderna. 36 likely to be still quite a lot of resistance. So maybe range, it might do some range consolidation. Okay, for Blackstone, I think it's not bad. It's a bit like there's probably an inverse head and shoulders over here. You can see this left shoulder, then the head and the right shoulder. The neckline over here is at around 152. And afterwards, there's a breakout and testing this previous support level breakdown, 164, 165. So it's probably some short-term resistance that might hold the price. So maybe some pullback over here. Yeah, and I think support might come around 156 to like 159 in the short term. Yeah. And above that, the next key resistance will probably be around 174 next. Yeah, probably there's also earnings coming out around end of this month. Also. Yeah, but for now, I think still looks not bad. For now, with some resistance, it might do some consolidation. If we can break out of it, then we could see it try to go higher. The next one is INTA in. Okay, for this journey, it's a bit of a downtrend right now. So broke down. There was a breakdown below this 40, around 47.50 level, and continue on the downtrend. Next, it could be quite close to the next. There might be some support around here, 43 around there. So there might be some small bounce, but generally still trading should be still heading downwards. Then the next key support level afterwards will be somewhere close to 38. Yeah, so probably still you might see some occasional bounces, but generally still downtrend over here. And yeah, price is can see holding resistance along the 5 and 10-day moving averages. Next one is on Freeport McMoran. As for Freeport, I think is just steadily trending higher. So since price broke out this resistance at for the around 43 to 44, then starting to do a bit of a sideways consolidation. Okay, with some resistance at for around 47 there. Yeah, so I think we might see some sideways consolidation right now. Yeah, with as long as this 40 level still holding, I think should be still okay. Yeah, then above that, the next key resistance, I think somewhere maybe at around 49.70, then followed by like 51.20 area. So I think it's just still gradually trending upwards still. Okay, next question is on Lum Research. Okay, I think Lum Research, yeah, still generally just trending higher. Okay, yeah, currently it's a bit of it tested this previous support breakdown level, also a psychological level at 100. Then it looks like it's holding. It did a bit of sideways, but still breaking above it lah. So generally, I think it's still very positive. It's also tends to hold the 10-day moving average as a support. So I would think probably we would see price try to hit higher to maybe fill up this gap and test maybe 105 level next, which could be the next resistance. Yeah, so I think Lum Research is still trending quite well. Should be heading higher. Okay, next one is for Enphase Energy. Enphase a bit just moving sideways right now. So it's 39 to around 45, I guess. Then also there's also probably this uh downwards resistance line, uh downtrend channel resistance as well. Yeah, so over here there might be some resistance 45 around there. Then if price break below 39, we might see we go try to test 34 again since it's in a downtrend. Okay, for Lululemon, I think overall still quite weak. Seen some bit of a rebound, but it's 246, 247 previous horizontal level over here, right? Some rebound, then price just retreat. There was a pullback, and currently now I think this support is quite important, 235. So 235 just moving sideways over here. If there's a break again below this level, I think most likely will revert back to test the swing low close to 226. Okay, next one is Chipotle Mexican Grill. So for Chipotle, I think price the price action is still not bad. Okay, it's price broke since it broke out this $52 resistance, or tested this 55 60 levels. Currently looks like it's doing a bit sideways. So I would think as long as it can hold this like 54.70 this swing low, right, which is also there was a bit of a slight consolidation over here, this level as a support. I think it should be still okay. Uh, and we might see price try to test 59 this range resistance again. Above 59, there's levels at 61, around 61 and close to 63 as the next resistance. So for Chipotle, probably sideways consolidation right now, as long as it holds 50, this try to hold 54.70 over here, then I think will be still okay. Okay, next one, Palo Alto. Yeah, Palo Alto, I think overall it's a bit range bound. So it was near resistance, close to 205, and yeah, there was a pullback. Yeah, and price also broke below this 195 this consolidation support. So I think we might see try to go a bit lower to test the next support level somewhere close to 180 to 183 over here. Then might do some rebound. Yeah. The next one is Oil Industries. Okay, for this I think probably sideways consolidation right now. But yeah, since breakout of this 197 level, price just sideways with resistance at 223, which was this previous breakdown level. So just sideways consolidation. If price can try to break above this level again, then I think we could see a further rebound to test the next key resistance somewhere close to 250, around 250 around there. Yeah, for Oil Industries. Now probably just sideways for now first. Okay, then for T-Mobile, I think there's a it's like slowly trending downwards with lower highs and lower lows. Okay, then for now maybe sideways, but like 221 could be a support. yeah, I think for now it could be turning a bit lower since tested this previous level around 240, then yeah, moving down. So could be just more trending, continuing the downtrend for T-Mobile. Okay, next one is Okta. So for Okta, there was a breakdown of this consolidation range at 97 to 100. So now probably back to retest this support zone again, 80s, like 88 to 91. Yeah, then we might see price bounce off of these levels again. And next one is Surf Robotics. Yeah, for Surf Robotics, I think now looks like a sideways. 9.6, probably 9.6, some support resistance at like 1150. So it looks like a consolidation in the lower range right now. Uh, and for GameStop, also just sideways, just range bound, resistance around 24 around there. Yeah, unless if you can try to break above this range resistance, then we might see it test 25.70 next, this level. Yep. Then for Teladoc, I think moving a bit range bound for now with resistance holding around what, this $9 mark. Okay, then I think uh, support for now probably like around $8. So I think should be quite sideways for now. The next one is MSTR. Yeah, so for MSTR, I think still looking quite good. Okay, so since the breakout this 393 level, okay, then also this was a range uh, price. So there's the key resistance is like 430 to 440. So today, as of now, pre-market there's a gap up above it. So you can hold if you can hold above this resistance, I think in terms of the upside, not much resistance previously. Yeah, all the way until like this fund could do a retest of 140, I feel. If you can hold above this 430 level, yeah, where most of the resistance are over here. Yeah, so I think it's could be still extending the uptrend. Then for Coinbase, yeah, I think Coinbase is still trending well. So previous resistance 340 around there held as support, and price is still trending along the 5 and 10-day moving averages. So for now, I think some support somewhere around 370. Uh, yeah. Also, if it holds 370, I think not much resistance to the upside because this was the last swing high resistance before over here, not much resistance until the close to 429, which was this was the day IPO. Yeah, so I feel could have quite some upside if it's holding above this 368. Next one, Bit Digital. Okay, Bit Digital, okay, very huge gap up. And the previous high around $7. Then currently just saying now, I think it's quite volatile, so quite hard to do a TA on it. But I think for now the support area is around some support levels will be like this 465, 465, and then over here around close to 390 perhaps. Yeah. And I think for now, maybe we could see some still very well big movements where I think some support might come if it does test like that close to the 5 MA. The next question is on Mara Holdings. So for Mara, okay, for Mara, I think yeah, since the breakout of this 1660 around there, price trending higher. So I think we could still see some price try to go higher to test the key resistance around here, $20 70. There should be some resistance over here. So I think we could still see price try to slowly go upwards for now. Yeah, then for Hive, I think yeah, currently looks like consolidation above this previous resistance. So 210, yeah, resistance time is support. Yeah, if price can go above this 244, we might see try to retest this previous range breakdown like close to 270 about there. Yeah, for Riot, I think currently it's a bit of it's over here. There's some resistance. So 1250, you might see price do some sideways consolidation over here. But if you can try to break above this $13, I think then we might see this momentum continue upwards. Then the next key resistance will be somewhere like $14 to 1450 over here. Yeah. Then for Bit Digital, yeah, so I think there was a rally towards this horizontal resistance area, 3.9 to 4.2. Then currently it's pulling back. So I think for now we might see some pullback consolidation. Support for now, if it does fill this gap, I think close to 293, which was also this previous horizontal level. Yeah, so maybe perhaps uh some consolidation right now. Okay, then for Canon Inc. Yeah, looks like a range bound. So generally it's from 58 cents to about 93 cents about there. Um, yeah, then in between, currently there's some resistance holding at 77 cents. So for now, if you can try to break above this 77 cents, then most likely you go to the top end of the range. Yeah, but for yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, hi James, your counters are Cadence Design, TRV, and HAI. Okay. Cadence Design, I think the chart is quite interesting. Testing this key resistance multiple times around 327. Then yeah, there was a gap up over here. Currently looks like a sideways consolidation. So I think uh if you can hold, there's some support around here like 316 around the 10 MA. If you can hold this level, we then try to break above the resistance again. We might see a breakout, I think, after testing it so many times. Then for now, the good thing is that this could be a higher low build up compared to previously. Whenever it tested resistance, there was a sharp pullback. You can see there's a bit of difference this time around. So I feel this might be more positive. If you can hold this build up over here, then try to break over the resistance again, then there might be a build up. There might be a breakout for this counter. Okay, next one is travelers, the travelers companies. Okay, for this, I think the looks like some weakness for now because there was a range consolidation over here, 260 support being broken. So we likely see some pullback towards. I think the next key support somewhere close to 250 around here. They might test this level, then do a bit of a bounce. I think earnings is also coming out this week. Yeah. And next one is Heiku Corporation. So generally, uptrend. Okay, so it looks like price, there's a bit of a, perhaps a bit of a double top over here. 327 testing, tested twice, then afterwards, this is a support. 315, there was some weakness coming in. Yeah, previously price was also maintaining above the moving averages. So I think if it price can't go back above this 370, we might see some pullback towards this previous resistance, likely to go as support around 303 to 307 this area. Yeah, probably some pullback for now. The next one is market access holdings. Okay, so this counter has been facing a lot of resistance at this key 227 level. But the positives is that higher lows have been formed along the way. So, and then right now, mostly it's been just range consolidation, like around 215, around there to the 227 level. So I think right now, if you can hold this level, try to attempt back up, then I think there could be a chance of it trying to break out this range in future. Yeah, I think, but there's also I think earnings coming out this week, so we see how it goes afterwards. Okay, I think it's about. I'll take about two more questions since about 9:50, close to 9:15. Uh, Elevance Health. Yeah, for this counter, I think there's a down recently, 271, and just continue to trend lower lah. So yeah, the next key support maybe 318 about there. So we might, I think for now still some weakness. There's also earnings coming out probably this week. So we see how it goes afterwards. Okay, then I'll take last one on KD, Kindle Holdings. Okay, so for this order, I think previously was a range consolidation between like 38 to 41. Then price retested this resistance at 43. Afterwards, we see some weakness coming in with the selling. Okay, then yeah, so probably we might see some continued weakness for now. Maybe it might go to back to retest this 38 level again before a bit of a rebound. Yeah, since it couldn't over here it tested the 41 level but it couldn't hold after doing a double top perhaps. So for now, maybe some short-term weakness, maybe to retest the EA actually. Then for there could be a bounce afterwards. Okay, I'll stop the session today over here. I think there's still some questions over at the Q&A. Sorry, in view of time, I'm unable to take all of them, but feel free to post inside the poetry community, TA group, then I can answer over there. Yeah, so we just right now I'll just share some of the survey form as well as the links to join the groups if you are new here. Just give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, I've dropped the survey form in the webinar chat. So you can feel free to fill in your feedback about today's webinar. If you think it's good, you can leave your feedback. I will appreciate that. If you have some feedback on how I can improve your experience further, you can feel free to drop it in as well. Yeah, I'll try to make it a better webinar for everyone in the future. If you all have any suggestions. Also, if you are new here, welcome. Do feel free to join the Poems Tree community. So it's an app. You can leave your questions on technical analysis if you have any throughout the week. So you can join. You can download it using the link over there. Yeah. Also, if you haven't joined yet or you are new, also feel free to join the Poems Telegram group. So I also drop the handle inside the chat as well at Poems TA. Yeah, so over there, I'll post some of my TA calls over there as well. So if you're interested, you can feel free to join and just be part of the community. Yeah, so that's it for today. Thanks for attending and all your questions. And I think this week probably the start of the major earnings week. There's a lot of earnings that will be coming out, and yeah, so probably will be important to look at which are some of the companies, what are some of the stocks that you have are having earnings. Yeah, because that will affect the share price as well. So that's it for today. I hope to see you all again next session. And I hope you all have a great trading week ahead. And stay safe, and I hope to see you all again. Bye bye. Have a good night.